Hey everybody, Atomic Urchin here. Just wanted to let you all know that we have a decent amount of content over on the Patreon now, patreon.com/AtomicUrchin. There you'll be able to see the first completed page of my graphic novel, as well as a few other posts surrounding that novel. If you'd like to check it out, the link will be in the description below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Until I see you next, Atomic Urchin, signing out. See you soon. Hey everybody, Atomic Urchin here, and welcome to Heartworm. I have been looking forward to this game for a while now. This was shown to me by a chatter on my this was shown to me by a chatter on my Twitch. This is interesting. And I really wanted to play it, so as soon as it came out, I picked it up. I think I'm gonna go with modern. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's cool. Tutorials on, subtitles on. Sure. Does this work? Wait, would this actually work as like keyboard and mouse? Because I'd prefer to use that. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Because I'm fairly certain. Pools are nice. Everybody, pools are nice. Sam. Oh. Maybe that's because it's all like sunshine and rainbows over there. Not knowing what. I mean, maybe the reason no one's come back is because that place is wonderful and fantastic and totally not haunted or has killed them. You know? I mean, it's possible, right? Like that would be my thing. Survival guide movement. WSAD to move around. Uh, press up while move or shift while move forward. If you're using modern controls, you will always run. Joystick will control your speed depending. Okay. Press. Oh, that's not square. What am I looking at? A PlayStation controller? That's a mouse, obviously, dummy. Okay. Some will stand out more than others. You can equip or use items you find, such as your camera, after you've picked it up. Tab, select the camera, and then equip action. Okay. Yes? So cool. Oh, dude, that's sick. Wait, why do I have cigarettes? There's cigarettes in my... I don't need anything else from the car. But you're gonna just leave your trunk open? Are you sure? Oh, dude, that's sick. There's costumes. Oh, that's cool. All right. So, what happens if I go this way? I'm not leaving. I came here for a reason, and I'm not turning back now. But most games let you, like, some games have a funny where you get to leave, and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm going home. I don't want to do this. But I guess not here. Okay. Maybe you are. Oh, that's cool. So, are you a bad guy then? Because only bad guys usually get obsessed with immortality in video games. I really hope I'm not playing as the bad guy. I'd like to think Sam's not the bad guy. Considering I don't like playing the bad guys in most video games unless it's like for laughs. But uh yeah. Anything in this grass over here? I can't even go in the tall. Thank God they won't let me in the tall grass. I did not feel like getting attacked by a Pokemon. You entered the tall grass. Now it's time to fight. All right, what's over here? I'm gonna be a gamer and not go the direction that the gaming psychology wants me to. Hey! Diary, Pleasure Beach I finally went to explore Pleasure Beach today. It's been on my list forever, and the forest was perfect. But unsurprisingly, I ended up in over my head. When I got there, everything was pretty normal. There were folks on the shore. Also, hold on, wait. Yeah, I forgot to do the audio. All you've been doing is hearing me talk. Hold on, wait, I can fix that. There we go. Okay, better. When I got there, everything was pretty normal. There were folks on the shore having a picnic, enjoying the beautiful summer day, and the usual kids messing around on the playground across the street. I grabbed my camera, locked my car, and started making my way across the land bridge. It took maybe 30 minutes to cross, longer than I expected. The island seemed to be completely empty, so I began searching through the abandoned homes, confident in my solitude. So many of them were destroyed. Roofs and walls collapsed from years of disregard. Some houses so decrepit I couldn't even enter. But there was just enough left that I began to really feel bad for these people. They had no time to pack and leave. Family photos were strewn across the floors, and belongings were still packed in drawers. I even saw a table that looked like it had been set for dinner, however, many years ago. My sympathy turned into suspicion as I ventured further. Many of the houses had the same red graffiti in their attics, markings and symbols I had never seen before. I assumed it was some kids messing around, but something about it began to trigger my paranoia. I noticed the sun was setting and I reached the end of the residential area. It was strange. I could have sworn it had only been a couple of hours. The last time I checked my watch, it was before noon, but now the clock read 7:30 p.m. I brushed it off as just losing track of time. It was frustrating. I hadn't even gotten to half the town, but I knew I had to head back. The land bridge would be submerged soon, so if it wasn't already. Sure enough, as I turned the corner to where I entered earlier, I was greeted by nothing but the sea. The entire land bridge was underwater. I was stuck and alone. Or so I thought. Okay. So you basically got screwed over. But what do you mean you thought you were alone? Hello? Or? Oh! Open. Okay. Hello! I'm not a robber, just a death-obsessed journalist. Let's see. Some areas are too dark to see without help. You can use the camera flash without consuming ammo by not aiming and pressing F. Ooh. Okay. Pleasure Beach number 2. Okay. Let's hear more of this story. It was darker than any night I could remember. The island was far enough offshore that there was no light pollution, and in almost no time I was wandering in pitch blackness. It was cold too. The breeze coming over the water contrasted heavily with the mild weather earlier that day. I didn't have much of a plan, but I knew that if I was stuck, I would have to find a place to stay warm. I made my way back to the houses, which were much, much more terrifying in the night. I turned to look down the street and froze mid-step. I could barely see due to the lack of light, but it looked like another person was standing there, right in the middle of the street, staring at me, motionless. I tried to rationalize, but in the situation, my sanity was already being tested. I called out to them with a strained, "Hello?" Praying to God that it was just some teenager and not whatever nightmare my mind was conjuring up. No response, no movement, nothing. I looked around and noticed some of the windows in the attics of the house. I looked around and noticed some of the windows in the attics of the houses looked like there was dim light coming from them. Candles, maybe? But I had been there all day. I didn't see anyone. It didn't make any sense. As every possible scenario, none of which seemed to end very well for me, raced through my mind, one rational thought broke through and reminded me. I had my camera. I could trigger the flash on demand without using the little film I had left to illuminate my surroundings. I was so scared, I almost didn't want to. What if there really was something there, and using my camera would only alert it to my presence? Finally, I pressed the flash trigger. Everything around me lit up, and I saw nothing. The figure in the road was gone. The light coming from the windows, gone. It was just a silent, long, dead town. And me. The rest of the night was uneventful. I used my camera flash to navigate the ruins, found the closest house with 4 intact walls, locked the door to one of the bedrooms, and fell asleep against the wall. I woke up the next morning and booked it back across the land bridge. I don't think I'll go back to Pleasure Beach. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Drawers. Is this a light switch? Work? Oh? What's in here? Oh. Okay. Wait a minute. I think I know the code to this. Because I played the demo on stream. H-E... Oh? I could brute force this. W-O... Yes. Please. Work! Alright. Let's try over here. Is this open? Yes, it is! Alright, this is awesome. Ooh. I'm sorry, is that a lit cigarette? Narcissus and Goldman. Herman Hesse... I'm butchering this. He thought that all men trickled away, changing constantly until they finally dissolved, while the artist created images remained unchangeably the same. He thought that the fear of death was perhaps the root of all art, perhaps also of all things of the mind. We fear death, we shudder at life's instability. We grieve to see flowers wilt again, and the leaves fall, and in all our hearts we know that we too are transitory, and will search for laws and formulate thoughts. It is in order to salvage something from the great dance of death, to make something that lasts longer than we do. Perhaps the woman after whom the master shaped his beautiful Madonna is already wilted or dead, and soon he too will be dead. Others will live in his house and eat at his table, but his work will still be standing, hundreds of years from now and longer. I will go on shimmering in the quiet cloister church, unchangingly beautiful, forever smiling, with the same sad flowering mouth. Okay. Why is there a lit cigarette in here? Isn't this house dead? Can I... Oh, there's a box. A statue with a missing head. It looks ancient, like something you'd see in a museum. The shelves are stocked. Almost anything you could want to read here. Anything you'd want to take with you, though? What is this? Would you like to save your progress? Well, I haven't done anything yet aside from read 3 notes very poorly, so yeah! Anything in the box? Item boxes. Inventory space is limited. Item boxes can store items until you need them. Each item box is connected to every other, so they all share the same items. It's best to only carry what you need. Thank you. I've played Resident Evil before. Wait. Oh, dude. There's film in here. What do cigarettes do? I really need to quit. Okay. What do they do? Warm, soft candles light like this always make... Warm, soft candlelight like this always makes me feel surprisingly calm. I guess this is what our save rooms are going to look like. Back to the darkness. Dude, this is so cool. I love this. I love this already. Hello! Okay. Is there anything in here? Guten Tag! Nothing particularly noteworthy. Bunch of couches. Okay. Okay. That was a good jump scare. I like that. Actually, I don't like that. Please don't do that again. You couldn't pay me to open this fridge. Why? Not my first rodeo. Okay, but we're not at your ex-boyfriend's house. Okay? The cabinets have rotten food scattered throughout them. Okay. I don't think I ever actually finished the demo. Pretty big fireplace. No duh. TV? Nothing. There's a tube TV. Do you know how much those things are worth nowadays? Dude, that thing could literally pay your mortgage if you wanted it to. Hello? I am journalist girl. I am here for whatever this is. Father's Journal 1. I finally put the pieces together the day you asked where John was. At first, I was confused, thinking maybe you forgot his exact address and wanted to send a letter. I laughed and replied with the address of the home of our son. Our son had been living in for the past 2 years with his wife and our new grandchild. I won't ever forget the look you gave me. Perplexed and confused, you asked. What is he doing there? When I told you that he moved there for his job, the expression on your face darkened. I could tell that something wasn't adding up for you, but you just slowly shook your head and walked away. How could you forget that? I knew we were both getting on in our years. Forgetting little things was understandable. But we had gone to meet our granddaughter only months ago. I wanted to believe it was just a momentary confusion. To this day, I still wish I was right. Okay. Sorry to hear that. I've had a family member that had dementia, and that was not a good time. It's very sad to watch. So sorry to hear your wife went through that. Yes? Select an item in your inventory, choose Combine from the context menu, and select second item to combine it with. For example, you can use bandages and antiseptic on their own, or combine them to create a first aid kit, which heals for a larger amount. Okay. Well, thank you for providing me those things that I needed. Haha. Something on the floor. Alrighty, dighty. Anything on this table? Just some dining ware. Doesn't look like dining. Hello? Scary Shadow Man, I am here. What's in here? I should really go back and explore other areas. Hello? There's gonna be a jump scare in that mirror. You know it. Okay, more antiseptic. Good. I am the jump scare. Okay. Nothing here yet. What's in this room? Wait, is this door open? Does this lead to the front? I think it's I think this is the front door. It won't budge. Okay. What's in here? Hello! Ooh. Oh, I don't like this. Note here. Father's journal number 2. We went to see the doctor today. At last. It's hard to make it out, It's hard to make it out all the way to the city. When we were younger, it seemed like such a charming idea. To have a house so isolated. It was our own little world. Now just getting groceries in town is a hassle. I made the appointment and made sure you were ready to go. I could tell you didn't know why we had to. You didn't think anything was wrong. I've always had my head in the clouds. I'm fine. You're overreacting, you would tell me over and over. I didn't even want to think about whether you remembered the reason why this was necessary. We're waiting on the scan results now, but based on how you were with the doctor, I'm not hopeful. You had trouble answering his questions and kept looking to me for answers. God, why is this happening so fast? I held your hand over the stick shift as I drove home while you cried softly to yourself. I can't help but hate myself for thinking it, but I think we're close to the end. How did this happen so quickly? Only months ago, the sounds of your singing filled the house as you tidied up, did the dishes, cooked us dinner. Now you barely get out of bed. Something inside of you is broken. Half the time you look at me and see a stranger, but you won't acknowledge it. You just turn over in the bed and try to go back to sleep. I wonder what you dream of. I hope it's of the last fragments of our beautiful life together. Dude, that's awful. That's genuinely terrible. Most of the books are destroyed. Does the town sink every now and then? Is that why people keep going missing? And Sam is just hallucinating something? Alright. Let's head upstairs. You can access the map from your inventory or by pressing M. New areas you enter are automatically tracked, and you can gauge their level of completion based on the amount of static covering them. If there is still static over the room, there is more to be done there. Okay. Oh, there's still a little bit left to do in the foyer and in the dining room. Okay. Let's head back there. Is this the dining room? I am currently in the dining room. So there's something here that I missed. I'm curious to see what that was. Nothing interesting, and yet the map tells me... All right, let's head back. And you know what? I'm actually going to end it here, guys. And we'll save more for later. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying it. We're actually going to just run back to the thingy. We're going to run back to the save room, and then I'll end it. Okay. Okay. We're going to go ahead and save our progress. And now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Atomic Urchin, signing out. I'll see you guys soon.